allow a certain group of people, largely Black and brown, or Americans who don't even know that their information is being utilized, to be sort of the test case for this.
Lim says the system is still in the testing phase, but he's encouraged by the results.
Passenger privacy, civil rights, and also our security at the airports.
In Washington, Kirsten Garris, News Center 7.
Now to Greene County, where some people are cooling off in dangerous places and getting into trouble. Greene County's Parks and Trails Chief Ranger said he's handed out more citations this year than last year to people who are swimming in dangerous waters and jumping off of cliffs. Now, already this spring, he's issued about 30 citations. Now, the ranger told us they were mostly for swimming, which is not allowed in the county's parks.
I don't want a bunch of citations. I don't want to cite people. I don't want to take people's money. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to keep people safe, keep our parks safe for people to take their families and enjoy. And that's what we do.
He also said rescuing people is more difficult if they decide to jump or swim in these places. New tonight, organizers with the Buckeye Bike Show hosted a ride out as part of its third annual BMX Bike Show happening tomorrow. Shout out to Charlie for getting this video and Alan and Jamie, the organizers. Now, about 200 people gathered at Carillon Park this evening. They rode 3 miles from the park to Dragon Stadium and then back to Carillon Park. Look at this. The Buckeye Bike Show and Swap Meet is a chance for bike collectors with vintage and old BMX bikes to display their collections and their skills, as you saw. It runs from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow at Wright State University Nutter Center. And the Carillon Brewing Company, look at this, unveiled a life-size Cheez-It statue to celebrate Dayton as the birthplace of Cheez-It crackers. The 6-foot-tall statue was revealed during a live broadcast of the Evening Edge with Todd Holst on WHIO Radio. This comes after Dayton Mayor Jeffrey Mims declared May 31st Dayton Made Cheez-It Day, live on Todd's show Tuesday night. Todd is also working with Carillon Historical Park to get a historical marker put on the old Green and Green factory site, which is where Cheez-Its were first introduced in 1921.
And now, your Storm Center 7 forecast with meteorologist Robert Gotro III.
So I would imagine now Todd's next feat will be a Cheez-It festival.
Oh.
I would think.
I mean, I would get behind that. I love
Cheez-Its.
So.
I think a lot of people would, yeah.
I think it's neat, though. It was made in Dayton, you know?
That's my favorite thing about moving in, new cities. Obviously, I'm not from Dayton, but just learning about the culture and things that, are nationwide, as everything always comes back to Ohio. I always tell my girlfriend, wow, this person was born in Ohio. This came from an Ohio place. So
we're like a boomerang. You start here, you can always come back.
That's
we
why
welcome
we
you
are
home.
The heart of it all, right? In Ohio. Well, your heart might want to take it easy this weekend because it's going to be kind of hot, kind of like today. We were looking at temperatures in the 90s again tomorrow. There's another look at Troy. I just, there are other cameras, but I just like looking at that bright red fountain. Not to mention the American flag waving away there in the wind. It's a little breezy. Usually when it gets this warm this early in the year, you kind of have a little bit of a breeze, but it's still warm even at this hour. 76 degrees, northeast winds around 9 miles per hour. Something interesting to look at is the dew point temperature when it's that low, when it's about 50 degrees and it's so hot. I mean, it's a very, very dry heat. The dew point tells us how much water is actually in the air. The relative humidity, it goes up and down throughout the day. This stays more or less consistent throughout the day, and it certainly is dry. Now, most of us got up to the 90s today. You can see we got up to 91 in Troy. We're expecting that likely again tomorrow. Only 88 in Urbana. Got up to 91, even in Bell Fountain. 93, though, Oxford. That was the winner there. Makes sense. A little bit farther down toward the south. You can see 70s across the entire region still, although Urbana, well, you're at 68 degrees. 81 still holding on to that in Oxford. Looks like about 72 in Wapakoneta, 77 in Greenville. So we are a little bit warmer than this time last night. And as we move into tomorrow, again, it'll be more or less the same as far as temperatures are concerned. That's going to be well above average for this time of year. But we do have a bit of a cool down on the way. By the way, if you're keeping track, may as well mention this. This is the 22nd Friday. And hey, it's the 6th dry Friday, too. The last one was last week, and then obviously today. Fridays have been the wettest out of any day. I'm just going to keep on keeping track of this because it's just so funny how most Fridays have been wet. But not this one, though. It is a hot one, though, as we drop down to about 65 degrees overnight, and then we are back in the upper 80s and low 90s into the afternoon tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, but there is the chance for a shower. I mentioned a cold front just toward our north. that's going to get closer and closer to the Miami Valley tomorrow. And so before that happens, we're looking at some pretty clear skies, just some passing clouds. Then look at the afternoon and evening. You start to see a little bit of green here. Maybe even a rumble of thunder. Not expecting severe weather or anything like that, but a few stray showers certainly possible as that cold front gets a little bit closer. And then as it pushes away, we're back to the dry weather, actually. 7-day forecast shows a high of 87 Sunday in Dayton, so just a little bit less hot. But watch as we go into next week. Your high temperatures are in the low 80s, even in the upper 70s. That's more seasonable for early June. And then even some mornings in the 50s, even low 50s. So it might even be a little bit of cool. If you miss the coolness, just have to wait a little bit longer.
Robert, thank you. Celebrating Pride in the Miami Valley, hundreds of people are expected to celebrate. The plan in place to keep everybody
Start